Anybody give me an idea? How do you learn?
By
What's the
educating ourselves,
right? How do we go about
Listening,
educating ourselves?
doing,
listening.
Learn by doing.
doing.
Right, right. And you have to sometimes search for those answers. Would you agree? Sometimes it's not right there in front of your face. Do you remember when you first came into the company, how you were lost? I mean, it was difficult for me at the beginning to even find a price list, and then finding an upline and finding a training class. And so everything we do is a huge learning experience. Um, this morning is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be celebrating you and all of us. I mean, we're celebrating everyone here, but we have four special ladies here today that are our Rising Star panel this morning. We have Miss Cindy Thompson, who is a manager in the company. We have Liz Smith, who is a director. We have Miss Adela Sanchez, who is a senior director, and Sandy, Miss Mama Sandy, is a senior director as well. Um, the Rising Star panel, I'd like to get you all four up here. In fact, Lou, if we could get all four people on the screen. Um, Cindy, I just have to say again, I want to go whitewater rafting this weekend. I mean, I was so blown away by your BOC the other day,
Thank
and
you.
the gift of storytelling you have is,
Wow.
I mean,
Thank you
you
so much.
have a ministry that is powerful. It was really really good.
Thank
So
you.
Cindy, I want to ask you.
Yes.
I know a little bit about your background, and I've spoken to all of you or text before this, and I appreciate you sending in your bios. But I thought I don't want to talk today. I want people to hear you. I want people to hear your heart and hear the story from your mouth. So, Cindy, tell us how you first heard about Partner Co.
Thanks, Eric. First of all, it's good to see you again. You were a guest of mine for my little Saturday spotlight that I did a couple of weeks ago. You broke the glass ceiling for men to be on my show.
Awesome,
So it's great to see you again. I actually found out about Partner Co. and these drops probably like the way everyone has. I saw a friend posting on Facebook. And she was posting, my friend Leah, she was posting about, she started these drops. And I'm just going to be really real here. I had such a jaded outlook on anything in the wellness industry that my first initial reaction was, oh, girl, what have you gotten yourself into? And then, and then I watched her because I knew her and I knew her heart. I knew her integrity. We were in a business together, not on the same team, but that's how we met through Facebook and became that, like sisters. And on week 5, she posted her results, which were incredible. And she was having it tracked with her doctor because she had a lot of blood work issues to back up her data. And then she said the magic words as she said her hot flashes were gone. And I had been struggling with hot flashes for over 10 years, nonstop, sweaty, gross, wanted to just strip down and stand in front of a mirror type of hot flashes. I was having those types of hot flashes about every 10 minutes, morning, noon, and night. My doctors could not help me because I had a cancer history and everything they could prescribe to me came with a cancer risk. And I was told to learn to live with it. And maybe one day I would grow out of it. 10 years later, I hadn't. So when Leah posted her weight loss, which of course I was in menopause, so I had that too. And her hot flashes were completely gone. I reached out to her immediately. I said, tell me about these drops. I want in. She knew I already had a business, background with our other company that went affiliate. So kind of threw us out into the river and said, figure it out, ladies and gentlemen, and look for a lifeline. And so I joined as a brand partner originally because I still was a little skeptical. And given what had happened in our other company, I just didn't want to get involved in that again and have my business taken out from under me. But I ordered as a brand partner for the cost. Now, for me, I only told 2 people that I was doing this. I told my sister in California, I'm in Colorado, and then I told my friend in Colorado, and I placed my order and said, hey, I ordered these drops. I don't know if they work or not. I don't know if they're any good, but I'm seeing a lot of stuff on social media. My sister immediately bought 2 boxes, and my best friend bought a 3rd box. And within 3 days of ordering, before I even received them in the mail, I was at payout. And I work in the oil and gas industry. And so I track revenue and I track expenses when we drill something, it can take 2 to 4 years to hit payout. And that's if it's a producing well. A lot of times we drill and pay all those costs and we hit water or sand, and then we have to pay to plug it up. So when I hit payout in about 3 to 4 days before I even had the product, I realized I was not the only one searching for answers that worked. And even then, I have to admit, I still hesitated because I was leery of social media marketing and I didn't know if I wanted to promote it. And my upline, Tammy, Egbert, and Leah were saying, get on, go to boards, learn. And I felt like I needed to see my own results first. So I hesitated for 2 weeks before I launched. And that was a mistake because the first time when I launched, I had my first customer in 30 minutes. 30 minutes when I launched. And by my first week, I was up to about 6 customers that I had enrolled. And so now I look back at that and I think I lost 2 weeks worth of revenue because I hesitated, thinking I had to educate myself first. I had to see results first. I thought I knew everything there was to know about social media marketing because I've been doing it for 11 years, but I didn't know our system. I still had a learning curve to learn. And so anybody watching that's brand new and you haven't launched, launch. Follow the system. You follow our 4-pack drop system and you follow that 7-day launch and it has 100% guarantee rate that you're going to hit payout in that first week. It's at 100%.
Let's go. Cindy, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It just goes to show that when someone throws you out there, it's kind of sink or swim sometimes.
It is.
And I'm glad you chose to swim because you are doing it. You're doing the do. I mean, this is proof in itself that anyone can do this, starting from zero. That is phenomenal. Cindy, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Eric.
I know you're going to be going much, much higher. So
I'm going to Punta Cana in July.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll see you there.
I'll see you there.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank
you.
Liz.
Hi.
How are you this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. You look like you're laying in a wonderful meadow of grass.
That would be a great place to be.
It's a very peaceful background.
Yes.
I want to come to you this morning and I want to hear about your story. I mean, some of the people, in fact, is there anyone on the line that you're new? Is there anyone on the line that has not met Liz before? Okay. Liz, tell us from the beginning, how did you find out about the products and how did you decide to join Partner Co? Tell us your story.
So I was a new mom and I had put on about 20 pounds after having my daughter that I could not get to go away. And I was feeling like just uncomfortable in my clothing. I was at a point where I was embarrassed to even go out in public. I didn't want my picture taken. I was feeling really bad about myself, if I can be honest. But on top of that, I was exhausted. Like I was in this weird spot in my life where I had never been happier being a new mom, but I had no energy and I was struggling to get through the day. And, I would scroll Instagram like many of us, and I was seeing hormone balancing all over Instagram, but I was super skeptical about it. And so I wasn't really doing anything with it. However, I did have a thought in my own head that I did not share with anyone else. And my thought was that unless my friend Sarah, who is my go-to for all things natural and homeopathic, unless she shared something like this, I would never do it. Like I just didn't trust it. You guys, I'm not kidding. It was within 2 weeks. She shared our products on her Facebook, and I was like, okay, I'm in. So that was September of last year, and I've been in ever since. And not only did I lose those 20 pounds that I gained, but I lost 20 pounds more. So I'm 42 pounds down now, and I have more energy, confidence, mood boost than I've ever had.
Fantastic. And you absolutely glow. The energy that comes from you is incredible. And I know that it's infectious. Everybody that gets around you, they're going to see the love. They're going to see what makes you happy. So congratulations. I'm so proud to have you with us. I'm excited to see where we're going. Awesome.
Thank you.
Mama Sandy, come talk to us, girl. Give me some tea this morning.
Well,
I want to
Eric,
hear it from the very beginning because I've passed you and repassed you and see you for that long at the meeting. I want to know you. I want to hear all about Sandy from the very beginning.
hey, we'd be here all day, Eric.
All right, well, just give me the first
But
chapter.
but my story in the sense of Partner Co, because Mama Sandy's been around the industry for over 50 years with a few other companies. And when I started, it was really something that, my husband was in pharmaceutical sales and drugs. I recognize that our bodies do not accept those type drugs and chemicals. So I said, well, natural things for me. Um, my parents, I understood some of the things that my parents, stroke, high blood pressure. So I started out looking at the industry, and the very first one we know, um, Amway, but then that was soaps and detergents. But as time went on, I was introduced to other things, and I started to look at natural products, the holistic way of doing things. But finally, going past all of that, in 2018, I met this young couple, Dana and Amelia. And that was the craziest way that I met them. And that's another story in itself. And they became my kids. I just love them. I adopted them. So we were in a wonderful company at that time. Very, very good products, leadership, beautiful. And tragically, we lost our leaders through an accident. The one left reached out for another company that he thought we would fit. Well, unfortunately, that company changed our products. We didn't know some of the things that we had um, gotten rid of in terms of our health. We didn't know why these things were resurfacing. Blood pressure shot up, cholesterol shot up. And finally, did we realize that they had changed our products. So Dana, I was looking for other things, and I did find a couple of other products in the meantime, not knowing that Dana was searching something for us in terms of compensation and everything, because we didn't know what to do. We were kind of left there. So after a year or so, Dana found Partner Co. And Dana calls Mama Sandy because by this time I was tired, guys. I always tell people we never give up, because I believe in our industry. Our industry is beautiful. And I saw it 50 years ago, but I used more things for tax write-off, because, you know, I feel Uncle Sam, he was getting enough. So I said, well, my own business. And this is what I did through those years until Dana and Amelia. I says, well, I got to look at this more, because I know what these products do for us to help people. And that's what Mama Sandy is all about in terms of helping people, loving people. And sometimes I think, I says, I really look at our Heavenly Father and our Creator, and the psalmist talked about how wonderfully made we are, our bodies, just beautiful. How our bodies, if we treat it, do kind of things, like I said, my parents, do some preventive maintenance, so take care of it as best we can. So, and help other people if they want that help. Some people are just really tied into, and not, they don't know, or they even don't want to know. And that's the sad part of the industry, because a lot of times we can look at people and we know what we can do, that they can help themselves, but they don't want that. So we have to accept that too. So Partner Co, I can't believe, guys. I thought we had it good when Dana chose Partner Co. And Mama Sandy says, well, you know, I don't know about this, Dana. I'm just kind of tired, left out here. But Partner Co, it's a different, how do I want to say, apples and oranges or whatever. You guys just don't know what we have here. You don't know, we see what's going on outside of, because we truly have a family here. We have a community, loving people. And I'm gonna say, because I know, what did they say we had, what, how many thousands of people the other day I just heard? Um, is it
Over
4?
100,000 new brand partners this last year. I believe that was right.
Yeah, 100,000, 400,000 in all
Yeah.
of the partner co-businesses, and they
Yeah.
pulled in 100,000. I mean,
Yeah.
that's amazing. But I think of the people, and I know that our team and what we have here, I don't know too much about the others, but the caring and the love of this community far exceeds anything that I've ever experienced in any of the others, even the other one that we thought was so great. I'm sure Dana and Amelia, Dana is probably, I mean, we just have to beam as to what he's found here. And you guys and Eric, when I walked, when I walked in there in Destin, and Eric just came to me, and I'm thinking, I mean, it was like we knew each other. And that's what love, that's the number one quality that our Heavenly Father has given us. And this is what we show to one another, no matter what background, our color, nothing, love. And that's what I felt from you, Eric. And I'm going, oh my goodness, because that was my first event, PXP 24. And so what I gather from this are IPAs here, and when I hear everybody, sometimes, when I hear these stories of others, and um, what you're getting, what we get from each other, I mean, sometimes you're in tears. You're in tears because there's just so much here, guys. So much here. So I don't know. I could talk forever, Eric. I don't know what you want, what Mama Sandy.
I did not give you permission to make people cry this morning. Do you hear me? I did not. There's no crying in Partner Co. I just love you. I just love you. You
Love
bring
you
so
too.
much to this group, and I've got to unpack a couple of things that you were talking about. I haven't had the opportunity to meet Dana yet, but I have to tell you my experience when I went to the Destin Connect. And the more we're around each other, the more you'll hear how this story has developed. It's truly it's a God thing. But when I first got to the hotel, I went in the lobby and I was just checking in, and the first people that I saw was Cindy and Lindsay, and they came over in all of their glory. Oh my God! How's your wife? Where's your team? And I'm thinking to myself, I don't have a team. My wife's at work, but the love that they gave me, it just blew my mind. When I said that I was there by myself, I didn't have a team, my wife wasn't there, they said, well, you're coming to eat with us. And so we wrapped arms and we went to this restaurant and sat down. And there were 3 or 4 other women there. I had no idea who they were. I'm the only guy with this table of women, and they all know what they're talking about, and they're all organized. And I felt lost, but I felt loved. I felt embraced. Well, I didn't realize it until we were getting ready to get up. And this woman came up to me, and she was bigger than life. I mean, her personality just beamed light, and she had this beautiful hair and colorful outfit, and just she was infectious. And she came up to me, she threw her arms around me. She said, oh, Eric, I love you. You're no longer my Zoom friend. I see you in flesh and blood. And it was Amelia. And Amelia, that's my sister. That is my sister. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how she got moved over to Africa, but that's my sister. It was instant. And so I should have known when I saw you that this genetic love pool was I should have known.
Eric, when I saw you and when we walked in that lobby, and how we embraced, and how
Yeah.
you came to me, you took my baggage, and when we got to this, I said, Amelia, who is that? Was he with us? In other words, in the other company?
Okay.
And Amelia, she just said, Mama Sandy, that's just him. That's just him. I said, you mean he doesn't know us or know me? Mm-mm. Because I thought those 78 years, like I've
I
forgotten
forgot
you.
something.
Yeah, I thought I forgot something. And I'm going, oh my goodness. And in terms of Cindy and Lindsay, we were going to a session. I don't know which day it was. We were just walking along. And so Mama Sandy sometimes slows up, you know. So I was there walking by, and all of a sudden I see Cindy, and she starts walking with me. We started sharing, Eric. We just started sharing there, just walking along. And she's telling me, because I had heard her story, and I have some of the similarities too, going to my childhood with a sister who had a disability. And so we were talking, and when I told her who I was, she says, "Well, you're my mama Sandy too. Give me a hug." I mean, we just, you know, how does that happen? You know what I
It's a
mean?
God thing. It
Yes,
is
it
God thing.
is. It is because outside of we know what the world is going through now, but there are those of us, and we're put together, we're placed in places for a reason,
Absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sandy, I could talk with you all day long, and I definitely want to catch up on chapter
We
2.
gotta get we gotta get another one.
But we got it. We got a lot going on today, but I want to say one more thing. You said something that I don't even know why I wrote this down, but I think that this could also be one of our IPA tips. The words that you said, I just heard preparation in my head, and I thought preparation over desperation. A lot of times we are scurrying around, posting and talking and dropping, and we need to be prepared. This is what the academy about. This is the training. This is the edification. This is the learning. We're strengthening that tool. And, this is something new for me today. You guys were talking about hot flashes, Cindy, and I've been having a hot flash all morning long. I know that
Advantage.
nerves is a horrible thing, and I should have never said that I was scared. I wasn't scared last week because I have been in a couple of situations this week where I was scared, you know. But
I
what's so
got some
cool
drops
about it?
for you, Eric. I got some
Okay.
drops that'll help you with that.
Advantage
So,
is a thermogenic, remember? It's gonna
yes,
keep you up
yes,
too.
that's right.
That's
Well,
right.
hey, some good news. Talking about consistency, we're hitting on a lot of points this morning. It's really cool. So I have been a little frustrated for the last 3 weeks. I've been trying to work out a little bit, but I've been not trying to lift weights because I'm still psychologically attached to that machine on the floor that says how much you weigh.
Yeah.
But I've been losing inches like crazy. My waist has shrunk. In fact, I've got to go buy some pants this weekend because even with my belt, my pants are falling off. But I completely lost my train of thought where I was going with that. Oh, but I got on the scale this morning and I had just dropped 2 more pounds. And I thought, what in the world? So it's 58 pounds now, but that's 2 pounds in this last month. But it's just amazing. It's just consistency on everything we do. We got to move on because we got a lot of stuff to still cover. But Miss Adela, welcome this
Yes.
morning to the Champions Academy. And I want to hear what's going on in your world. Tell me a little bit about yourself and how you found Partner Co.
Okay, well, thank you very much for having me. I'm humbled and honored to be here. I definitely want to thank my team because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here, you know? So a leader leads, but a team pushes you. Okay. I want to open up with something that God gave me this morning on my when I was writing my journal. And I just can't believe this. God is working in you, giving you the desire to obey Him and the power to do what pleases Him. And that's one of my prayers every day. Lord, help me to be everything you want me to be. And sometimes it's a struggle. I just want to share with everyone, okay, how I started. That's right. Donna Samuels told me about the drops, and I was definitely overweight a year ago. I've lost 32 pounds, over 18 inches. I'm at a plateau right now. I just can't get past this, but I will. And yes, you've heard this story before because James talks about it. I'm 78 years old. But I have to tell this story because it's part of why I'm here. My son passed away December 1st, 2019. It'll be 6 years. And at the time, I was selling jewelry with Donna Samuels and some other girls, and I had a team under me, and I quit. You know, part of me was gone. And he says to me, Mom, don't quit. You're good at what you do, he said. And it doesn't say anything about retiring in the Bible. So the other day, I have to tell you, I was on the drop talk with James, and James pops out and says, Della, it doesn't say anything in the Bible about retiring. I went, oh my gosh, Rick's talking to me. So I'm pushing myself right now to be the best that I can be through God. And I want to just share for the new people and all of you out there that this business really is sharing. You're not, yes, we're salespeople, but you're sharing your experiences. You're sharing what's happening to you. And just remember, if you have a good movie or a good meal, a good restaurant, you're going to share that. Because lots of times people think, oh, I don't want to be a salesperson. I can't be a salesperson. Well, you're not being a salesperson. You're sharing. If it's coming from the heart, you're going to share, but you got to get out there. You got to show up. Okay. Um, and learning, and I got to tell you, one of the things that's really important is to have that habit and discipline coming into the calls. And I recommend doing them live because that's when you see and feel the heart of everybody. Um, I definitely believe in doing all the training, but you got to get out there. Okay. I remember somebody going to college until he was 45. He never became anything. You can keep learning and learning, but if you don't take the action, where are you going? You're just spinning your wheels. And the other thing I want to say is do it afraid. I'm doing this afraid this morning. Okay. I don't feel I'm ready for this, but evidently God does, and James does, and Eric does. So here I am. But do things afraid. Get out there, go to some networking, wear your button everywhere you go. People stop and ask you that. And I also have, oh, I should have had it here. I have a little like 4x4 picture before and a picture after. So when someone says, what skinny drops, I pull out my before and I go, this is me before, and look at this is me now, you know? And so that attracts, and you have to share and take action. And I've always said this also, that you need to get out there because you don't know what treasures you're going to find when you show up. Showing up is the key. And I've learned that from Robbie Motter, who is 89 years old, going all over the world, whether her GSFE, Global Society of Female Entrepreneurs. And so just share and serve. Sandy hit on this also. Sandy hit on serving. And if I can just take, I think it's just going to take me a minute. Do I have a minute?
Absolutely.
Okay. When we were in Premier Designs, it was, you can't say a company is Christian, okay, but the owners were. I mean, we would go to the conventions, and Andy Horner, he'd practically have an altar call at the conventions. It was beautiful. And Joan Horner always talked about keeping it personal. And that's important as well with your team, with your customers. Keep it personal. Send out a little note rather than texting an AI. Okay, let it come from the heart. Um, Send out a note every now and then. I try to make a habit of sending out a personal note to somebody personally, thanking them for whatever they did or what I admire in them. I believe in edifying our people. Okay, edify, because someone once told me, you like edifying and uplifting people because you might have lacked that in your childhood. And I probably did. I'm one of 10 kids and I'm one of the oldest. So guess what? I was always taking care of everybody, right? So I do love making people feel good. And we're here to serve one another, everybody. We're here to have a servant's heart. So let me read this. Um, a snapshot of serving. Care for the flock of God entrusted to you, not for what you will get out of it, but because you are eager to serve God. 1 Peter 5:2. She goes on to say, someone who shares is a people helper. Someone who shares, who doesn't look for reward or service in return. Someone who serves with joy. Someone who is others as absorbed with helping others. Someone who celebrates another's good fortune. Someone who is happy to help no matter what cost. If you give only to get, you're not really giving at all. You're just trading. The world doesn't need our merchandise, it needs our service. And she ends with keeping it personal. Am I willing to do whatever it takes to serve? And so I guess that's what I'm here today, because that's what God has me here today. But I want to share something else real quick. You got to believe in your dreams. Habakkuk 2:3, write your vision down, make it clear, keep your things what you want in front of you. So when PXP, Eric, I wish I would have seen, but oh no, you weren't in Orlando. No, I went to see you. Okay. So in PXP, they talked about Punta Cana for the company. And they had this big sign that said Punta Cana, and I got up there and I took pictures with it. And so that one seemed too big of a reach for me. And I told myself that's why I'm not in Punta Cana now. Okay. But when James put out Punta Cana, the old feeling of me winning trips, I was in Princess House years ago. I went trips all around the world, Paris, France, Spain, Tangiers, Africa. The feeling of winning a trip, that's what I really wanted to win. Not even if I would go to this Punta Cana trip, but I wanted to win it. I wanted to show myself I could do this. So yes, I've done it. But then guess what happened? The other night, I'm thinking, oh, do I really want to go? I'm free by myself. My husband's not going, the cost, blah, blah, blah. And I go, Lord, if you want me in this trip, you gotta show me that you want me there. Now, this was a vision I had to win this trip, and I'm talking myself out of it. Aren't we terrible what we do to ourselves? So that was at 3:30 in the morning, 2 nights ago. I get up in the morning, that next morning, and I go to my bank account, and someone owed me some money, and it was enough to pay for my Punta Cana trip too. my ticket to Punta Cana. So I go, okay, God, I hear you. I'm going. I don't know what he's doing with me. He's not done with me. Just keep being all you can be. You people out there that I knew, don't give up. Learn all you can, but take action. Don't be just a bookworm and keep learning. Do it afraid. I'm doing my stupid Facebook things afraid, and just go out there and be you, because God wants to use you. You're all special. I guess that's
Wow.
all I have to say. Thank you.
Wow, Adela, thank you so much. And I'm blown away this morning. It's really amazing how God will speak to you through other people. And confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. These notes that I've stayed up just stressing out overnight, looking at this, and you're hitting it, and Cindy hit it, and Sandra hit it, and Liz hit it. It's just amazing to me. But it says the steps of a righteous man are ordered by God. We
Yes.
are brought together. There is a purpose. There's a calling in our life. There's no question about that. I'm still nervous. I'm still shaken. But God is doing some miraculous things in this group. And I just want to tell you a couple of notes I had right here. When we were talking about the academy, the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. Study. We know what study means. But it also says, men perish for lack of knowledge.
Right.
So we have to seek it. Ask and it shall be given. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you shall find. We have to seek those opportunities and seek those
Yes.
tools, those outlets to make ourselves better, to
That's
be
right.
better.
That's
And
right.
and something that's really amazing to me, I was chat GPTing last night, and I thought, what does GPT stand for? And so I Googled it, and I was blown away because, Adela, you are a GPT, and Sandy, you're a GPT. We're all GPTs. Do you know what it stands for? Generated Pre-trained Transformer.
Very cool.
Generated Pre-trained Transformer. We are here to transform lives. We're here to transform people's health and their finances, their relationships, their families. So when you think about it, you have two components there. You're a transformer, but yet you are pre-trained. So that's what this academy is about, bringing all of these thoughts and ideas together and just strengthening one another. And it just blows my mind. I want to thank each and every one of you for just pouring into this community. It is amazing. Something that I'd like for you to do also this weekend, I've got a little bit of homework for you. Sometimes when someone tells you about a great movie and then you go and watch it with your child or with your parents or whatever, and then you're just mortified because of the language or the violence or the sex or whatever, I do not know what the rating is on this movie. I did watch it the other day, and you become desensitized sometimes about what you're exposing people to. But I want to tell you about this movie called The Life List. We watched it the other night. I believe it's on Netflix, and it is about a young, middle-aged lady that she dies, and she ends up leaving CDs to her daughter. Very touching movie. But one of the things that she said in there, and it's the Holy Spirit just popped it in my head this morning, and she said to her daughter, do something every day that scares you. When you do something that scares you, it brings out so much. It makes you realize you're alive. It makes you realize that there is a fire. There is some spark within you. There is a calling. There is a purpose. And I hope that we're all stepping into that today. So as we go out, I want you to face your fears because they will diminish as you do them. I'm less fearful of hosting a academy now because I had the support of my team. I have all you guys with all your testimonials and your smiles and your love and your laughter. And guys, also talking about training, you know, you can always go back to the Champions Network on YouTube and you can watch the IPA calls. You can go on the BOC calls, the chat groups. We're all here to support you. We're all here for the same goal, for the same reason, and the resources are there. So don't ever feel like you're in it alone. And I want to tell you also that this morning I'm doing the BOC call, and I'm a nervous wreck, first time. But I know that you guys are going to be praying for me. I know that I got a team that's just right there, and I just really, really appreciate you guys. And I appreciate James allowing me the opportunity to lead this group. It's very humbling. I'm honored. So let's go be champions. Get on the BOC call and have a great weekend, guys. I love you.
Thank you, Eric. You're going to be great. Okay,
Thank
look
you.
how good you did today. Thank you, everyone.
Eric.
Good job,
You're gonna
Eric.
be
You're
awesome.
have faith
awesome.
in
You've
you,
done it awesome.
Eric. You're a
Thank
natural.
you
You
all
know it.
so much.
Eric,
It's
you're gonna
amazing.
do
Continue to
it.
do
Do
awesome on that,
it.
Eric.
All of you.
Do
Good
it.
weekend,
You're great.
everybody.
Do
And may
it.
your
Everybody.
love and prayers.
You got it, Eric.
You can do it. Bye,
Bye.
thanks.
Feeling for the body.
Love and
Champions,
prayers.
have a wonderful day. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
God
Eric,
bless
It
you,
was
everybody.
amazing.
your
You got
call.
Bye-bye.
this, Jimmy Zing.
You got
The
it.
humble mom.
Hey,
Hi.
Sonny.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a
Everybody
good